Hello Elementals, welcome back for more Cities Skylines. First off, I'm going to say we'll be adding more DLC to the game here. We've already got one called Match Day, where we can add a stadium and have like a football team or a European football team, which is really cool. We can customize it and such. But right now, we're just starting off with that. Also, I should say before we get going, I had to make some changes to my city because apparently I had a water tower somewhere around here that had gotten polluted and it caused a chain reaction between horrible traffic and poisoned water. I had lost a lot of people and things were just going downhill badly. So what happened was I had to go ahead and start fixing things behind the scenes. I should have recorded it, but it had just gone terrible. We rebounded it. Here we are now, and these little lines right here, these little disconnected lines, as you can see around the map. Anyway, these are results of me having to tear up the subway, and we're going to rebuild that subway too. But as you can see, I've done a little bit of work behind the scenes. We're going to rebuild the subway, and we'll get moving. But again, traffic was a major problem, which is why in a previous tip video I said, monitor traffic. Well, I've done a very terrible job, and it looks like we got some traffic down here. Now we're going to activate it. Yeah, this road's going to have to be widened because look at that. Traffic is insane down this area, but we got more farms and such. A building burned down. That is not good. That means we'll have to go ahead and place some fire departments over here to monitor our farmland. But yes, when I rebuilt the roads, page up and page down lowers and raises roads. So I'll give you an example of that. Here's a nice little on-ramp or what roadway I did with using page up. With this cool little bridge. And we'll be doing more of this soon. Page down, here's a tunnel which we did. I don't want to delete that tunnel. It's actually a tunnel that goes down and around to try to alleviate traffic. As you can see, more traffic is building up along here. So yeah, this tunnel comes over here as we got more roads. Yes, we are trying to alleviate all of this. Alright, so that was just some of the tweaks I tried to make, but it did not help too much, I could see. Traffic is still insane around here. Look at all this insane traffic. But we're going to go into the match day content that was added from the DLC, which should be under here. There we go. And here's our stadium. This allows us to place our football stadium. For those in America, it's soccer, but for those in Europe, it's football. So, oh my goodness. Yeah, look, they have no leisure around here. We could put this around here, but this would be just a total nightmare. The biggest thing about stadiums, I should say, is that they generate a ton of traffic. I've played around with this in the private game, and they generate a ton of traffic, so a building is burnt down. Okay, first off, yes, we like literally need to alleviate some of this. Let me see, this off-ramp comes off there. So instead of having like, do we have a lot of traffic coming there? Okay, we're gonna find a way to alleviate some of the pressures here. So we're gonna use bigger roads and off-ramps to try to lessen the impact of traffic. You really have to get creative with this. Now, when people say there's highways that look like Spaghetti Junction and highways that look all complicated, I now understand why they look like that, because quite frankly, if not, you get this mess. So, what I'm going to try to do is try to find a safe spot, and we're going to try to create it so that way, I don't like having an extra junction right there, but we need people to like not build up around here. And that may overpass right there, a little exit on ramp or whatever. Entrance ramp may not be necessary, but we have to see where traffic's going. And at this point, traffic's going to go make a turn right here. So maybe, just maybe, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse this. You can actually right-click to reverse. Actually, hold on. We'll go to upgrade, which we're not upgrading. And we'll just right-click, and it's going to reverse it all for us. There we go. So this should give people a way to come off here. It should lighten the load a little bit. Get out of there, trucks. And now they're stuck, so that should give a little bit of a help, and maybe we should create a little bit of an on-ramp here. Yeah, let's go ahead and reverse this one, shall we? Boom. I said boom, no. Boom. There we go. Boom. Boom. We'll reverse those. That way they could use that as like an on-ramp, and they can go that way, and that'll be an off-ramp, and hopefully this should make the intersection here a little bit more doable, with less build-up. Oh my goodness, look at that. We have so much traffic here. This used to be all like dead zone, but now it has all gotten so congested because of our mining operation over here. our residents we had to expand upon a little bit over here because, again, no, we are really thriving little megalopolis city, whatever, right now. What are we? I can't remember. We are a metropolis. We did get upgraded to metropolis, that's right. Which means airport. Oh my goodness, how can we forget the airport? We have to make an airport. Alright, so what we're gonna do... throw down some people right here, right? Please use the fill bucket. There we go. Make sure they have water. So in this episode, we're gonna place an airport and we're gonna replace a stadium. We'll also have to make sure that we do not get any of that nonsense pollution into the water system again. That was terrible. I mean, like, everybody in the city gotten sick at one time. The hospitals were all overloaded. It was insanity. Alright, so I think, judging by this, we have residents over there, we have industry right here, it's not doing too hot. You can see our industry demand's lower, but we need a ton of residents. What we will do... and this is what? A highway. Okay, this'll do. Okay, so can we place you right here? No. It won't go on a highway. So what we'll have to do is make another road. Or maybe, yeah, this is all highway. So maybe what we could do here, let's see if this actually generates a lot of sound. If it generates a lot of sound, this is going to be a very bad place. Oh my goodness, yeah, that is like... okay, it creates a happy zone too. That's great for commerce, but not great for residents. I almost called them customers. Can we place you here? No, because the highway, again. Besides, I don't think that would look very good right there by the dump. So, next up... actually, we may do this. Hold on. A three-way or six-way road, whatever you want to call it. And we'll generate this way. There we go. Actually, you know what? I think this would be a better spot. Never mind. I was going to actually place some stuff in here by the on-ramp to the tunnel down there, but whatever. I totally forgot about this area. And this is like right by all the tourist stuff, the Statue of Liberty and such. This is perfect. This is like a perfect little entranceway. So let's make you right here. Beautiful. We'll pause the game. We'll take a look at the stadium real quick. Now, this actually generates revenue for your city. So this is a good thing to have. All right, so we're Santa Cruz FC, the Santa Cruz Football Club, which is cool. Make it easier for fans to get to the stadium. Public transport is free on match day. Oh, that's if we want to add perks to this. So we can make free public transit to the stadium. Match security, which may be a good thing. We can hire staff, which is like $500 a week. And this is what? Subsidized youth. By spending money on training young players, the team has increased odds of winning. Okay, applies to all stadium. Costs $9,000 per week. Multiplied by the number of stadiums in the city. Wow. Okay, well, that's expensive, but it's pretty cool. Team colors. So we got what? Red right now? We could change that to something a little bit different. Let's make like a blue. Feeling blue. There we go. Will be Santa Cruz. Like the Santa Cruz Blue Jays or something. Either way. But what's really cool is if you look in there, the seats change color with it, and so does the outside stadium design as we unpause the game. Well, there's a little black line in there. Unfortunately, the colors, not all that. Let's try to go like maybe a green. There we go. Green stands out a little bit better. Let's just stick with green. Multiple problems, no water or electric, so we'll have to fix that issue. But that is very cool, and I like that little DLC adds that. Okay, you. And then I think we'll also throw some commercial around here. Not that they actually need it right now, because it's kind of low at this point, but at least we'll have some commercial. And the commercial will thrive off of this, by the way. So it's kind of good to have it like this. Again, there's no way residents could deal with this kind of nonsense that's going to be coming here. So we have that. Now we're going to draw power. Okay, there we go. Into you. Perfect. Very perfect. Everybody happy? Everybody happy. Boom, look at that. And game time, when it comes up, the traffic gets insane here. It literally does. This road will fill up. And once the game's over, traffic also, once again, gets insane. So now we have our stadium set up. We do have to work on our subway, which, by the way, I'm probably going to start plopping more of those guys down too. So subway. Oh, nope. We need... There we go. We should probably put a passenger system up too, just in case. Wow. Yeah, I kind of want to do this. There we go. It'll generate a lot of noise, but hey, it's a stadium. They're used to noise, right? It's like, whatever. And let's kind of have that. One resident was not happy about that. I hate having to replace these things again, but at the same time, the way things were set up before was like so ridiculous. And I mean, it wasn't a bad setup to start off with, but the way things in the city had gotten was like so terrible. And I was like, okay, well, I could probably just fix this, right? And clearly, that was not to be the case. It was much more difficult than I had thought. Especially with the traffic. The traffic had gotten like really insane. So we got 1, 2, 3. We're going to try to hit each area so that way we can have people from all over. Maybe like 2 different spots too, because why not? We wanted people to get around town or get around our city so that way they can go and explore and hit places like our commercial district and such. And we should probably hit over here. There we go. Come on, you can do it, bugger. Whatever, it burnt down anyway, so it's not like it's gonna be missed. We did have to do some redesigning of the roads. I'll show you more in a bit because I had to put some traffic circles in to try to slow down traffic. Just the amount was just sheer insanity. And then right there, yeah, we're gonna have like a lot of subways here. Bear with me on that, but it's gonna be worth it because we'll have a place where everybody can go. And why not? We'll throw you up here. So right now we got what? 9 people per week. So I literally got rid of everything. So it really cut back on all of our mass transit transportation. So what we'll do is go from here. We'll run the lines. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and fast forward this part. Alright, I think we're pretty good now with all of our lines. We've got several lines running different places, especially the stadium. You need to keep the stadium busy because it's going to be a major source of income and hopefully cuts down a lot of traffic. So now that we've got our routes reconnected, we could probably do more bus routes, but maybe at another time or maybe behind the scenes, who knows. This does clear up some little areas in the city, help make things a little bit easier to move around with. I also went ahead and, oh hello, we got one little disconnected line right here. Well, how about you, you little bugger? Alright, well... There we go, gets rid of you. A little bit of leftover from our previous teardown. Anybody else around here? No more. Okay, oh, we're gonna go ahead and clean this up really quick. Then, we're gonna take a look at the area and see where we could place our airport at, because that is gonna be huge for commercial industry. Right now, we're going through a little bit of a slump, it appears. Actually, no, it's a little bit more than just a little slump. We seem to be going through a dry period, which means we'll have to try to jumpstart the economy, and we'll have to make sure we're also getting smart workers, too. We'll see if our residents are smart enough or up to the task, and if not, we'll build more education places to get them going. Also, if you look at my income, yeah, my income's taking a bit of a hit. I used to make, what, almost $20,000 a week? Now I'm getting $300 a week? That ain't good. No, that ain't good at all. This is part of the repercussions I had from the little hiccup. And it has made things a little bit more challenging to say the least, but we'll rebound from it. It's not too difficult. Also, I've got to show you the traffic circle. So now that we cleared that up, that should bring some land value back. Because I forgot that leaving abandoned buildings like that does tear down land value, and people want no part of that. Kind of like how we've got stuff here. Is that it? Oh my god, this is like a nightmare. Yeah, no, a building is burned down. I didn't want to tear down a farm. I tore down a good farm. That's unfortunate. No, land value goes down. They don't want to buy it, and then it just becomes nasty looking like this. We have so much more condemned areas, it's not even funny. Alright, well, I'll wait sit here and tear all this down. Let's go ahead. I'll show you the 2 traffic circles I made, because I had to tear down my high-density residential to make them. And I don't even know if it actually alleviated all the traffic. So that's a bit of a problem. These things are just so terrible to look at after a while. That's why it's just so necessary to destroy them all. There we go. Okay, oh my god, they're everywhere. They just keep multiplying. Get out of here. Oh, they want to tear you down. You were good. You were bad. Whatever. Alright, we'll hit more of that later. One traffic circle right here. This is a small traffic circle. As you can see, I had to tear up my grid pattern to lay it down, but it actually has helped keeping traffic flowing. It also would help keep that from being uncongested, because once we put it in, it was still congested. Was this little tunnel right here, which goes down and all the way over to there. It helps to alleviate it. I did divide the inner city right here. I made this all a raised bridge. This is the entrance into the city. If I can get a better view of it. I raised it off the ground and used it as a divider to separate our residents from our commercial. So that's why we have the bridge right here. We have an on-ramp that goes over to here. And we have other areas up here, like this little divider right here. It splits off into that way. That way we can actually have people... It meets up. It actually alleviates the traffic, because the center was like just a gridlock. It was terrible. We couldn't have it. We're making Santa Cruz great again by trying to alleviate some of this traffic. And we'll have to do more work to do so, but it's a lot better from what it was. And we can see we're making 1,000 a week again, so things have picked up, which is really great. But what I'm going to start doing as well is certain services, like as we have right here, our cemetery and crematorium, I'm going to start pulling them out to the bigger roads. That way they have more access and more free roam ability to get to places. Now, as for fire department, police department, we may still keep them on some of the smaller roads, but they also need to roam free, or else places like this building would burn down real quick. But they should get that under control, which is really, really good. Alright, enough said about all that. We need an airport. Let's take a look at our range area. We can't buy anything just yet because we haven't leveled up to another level. We got what? 6 areas? We could probably use that as an airport down there, but whatever. This area up here is perfect for an airport. Suitable for building is 48%. We've already owned it, which is great. Which means, let's go back down. And we could just branch this off the highway right here. So, we'll go here. There's our shipyard. Can we actually... Oh, I get 60,000. No, I thought we had it. Never mind. Never mind. I thought we had it. We're not there just yet. We're actually losing people right now, but we'll get them back. Oh my, I got so excited for that. Oh, butts. But what we can do in the meantime is put up our harbor, which would be great for bringing in people. So, harbor. Oh, hello, harbor. We can actually, yeah, we can bring you in here, which would be perfect. Yes, let's do that. I like that. We don't have all the boats crammed into one area, so we'll have just that work out. Actually, you know what? Let's just go with this. Yeah, you need water and all that stuff. We'll get you water. And then we'll have to bulldoze that business down. Sorry, business! I didn't mean to bulldoze you down, but we had to do what we had to do. Okay, so that's got electric from there. We probably won't need anything else here. So, let's just knock you down. That was just there as a placeholder to give them electric. We don't need it now, clearly. Plus, we have this area right here holding up pretty strong. Actually, you know what? We don't even need this area right here. Everything is still holding up pretty strong, so it saves on space. Water. We're just going to go ahead and run you right down like that. Boom. Water for them. So that'll give us people on this side. They can come back over here, take the dam across, and then, you know what? Actually, yeah, they make another bridge here. I forgot. We made a bigger road with a bigger bridge, which brings people over. Another access point. We're trying to create more ways for people to move. One big thing that I messed up on is I made too many circular roads. And this will be a prime example right here. If you look, you got all the corners. Right? This is a square road, not circular, excuse me. It's a square road, but all the corners are connected to a different road. Where this pattern right here was probably the better way to make a main road and then branch off with smaller roads. This was the perfect pattern that I probably should have stuck with, but either way. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. It's long enough. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, be sure to rate it. Let me know what you think down below in the comments section. I'll see you again next time with more City Skylines. The video's over, but there's more where that came from. Be sure to subscribe for more Terraria Let's Plays, Top 5s, and other videos as well as we cover different titles. You can click on one of the videos here for more. Be sure to rate this video accordingly as it helps the channel out greatly. Have yourself a wonderful day, and I will see you again next time.